You may not know it. In the vastness of the earth, insects represent the widest distribution, the most diverse group of organisms, worldwide estimate, with more than 550 million insect species, occupies more than half of the biological species, and the vast majority of them are harmless to society, even intentional. But at the same time, there are also some insects. They have unparalleled lethality and danger. The 10th murderous wind mentions the murderous wind. People often struggle with cold, the bloodline of killer wind. The African style originating from South Africa. African style is grumpy, extremely aggressive. The pursuit distance can reach several kilometers. Many years ago, the first African winds flew out. The laboratory of Brazilian scientists, they interbred with local headwinds. It produced a very powerful murderous wind, caused a murderous disaster that is still spreading today. The number of murderous winds has now exceeded 1 billion. According to incomplete statistics, there are already more than 1,000 people died tragically due to the spikes of the murderous wind. When you hear that name, when added to their record, you might think, it's very toxic. But it's not. But what's really powerful about them isn't the toxicity, it's about quantity. When the killing front is provoked, they attack in groups, and each attack can fold people more than 10 times. Imagine that. You are surrounded by thousands of bees. They're coming from everywhere, and they're breaking you. It's really, really scary. If you choose to run away, they will chase you for hundreds of meters, maybe even chase for up to 24 hours. So keep your distance from killer bees. Absolutely the wisest choice. But you know what? We're not the killer bees' only target. They also attack other animals and bees. In some extreme cases, killer bees might even take complete control. A bee's nest. So next time you bump into a bee, ask him if he's from Brazil. 9th bullet ant. As a scattered group of small organisms, ants always look very weak. But there is one species of ant that is very special. They're called bullet ants. As its name suggests, they are fierce and aggressive. They are not only the world's one of the largest ants, and his bite, it's the most painful insect of all. Due to the pain of being bitten by bullets, it can go on all day. Therefore, they are also known as 24 hours, and if left untreated, you may also experience nausea, hand tremors, and even cardiac arrest. It is even more worth mentioning that the bullet itself is actually relatively mild, but once provoked, they release a signaling chemical. The whole group gathers quickly and form a line of attack several meters long, sweeping through everything ahead. They have an S-shaped bend around their mouth. They're fitted with very strong pliers. It can easily bite through any small animal. Some even describe bullet ants have a stronger bite than silver-toothed sharks. It's hundreds of times larger than a single ant. But you know what? There's an ancient tribe in the Amazon. Their rite of passage? It turned out to be put on a glove full of bullet ants for 10 minutes without crying. If I were born into this tribe, I would really rather be a child for life. 8th kissing bug. The name kissing worm sounds very gentle. Seems like a little lover. But in fact, one of his kisses, it may be the last one in your life. Why do you say so? Kissing bugs may seem harmless to humans and animals, but it's actually a terrifying blood-sucking bug, and the only one that can transmit human diseases. They usually bite people on the face, and it sucks a lot of blood, generally speaking. Where the kissing bug bites, only mild pain, redness or itching, but the real concern is their feces. Because when kissing, after a bug bites your face, they rub their own feces on the wound, and it's because of these feces, it may spread a disease called fatal infection of Garth's disease. Every year, about 11,000 people died from the disease. The mortality rate is higher in children aged 7 and under. So next time you hear something, when I want to give you a kiss, better check with him first. Is it this chicken kiss worm? 7th place Asian giant wasp. It's almost like a matchbox. Same size insect. It's called the Asian giant wasp. It is the largest wasp in the world. It is also one of the 5 largest species of venomous bees in the world. He has a terrible venom in his stinger. When they break people, it produces a special neurotoxin, and hemolytic toxin. These toxins can erode your tissues, even lead to organ failure. And his stinger is long. Ordinary protective clothing for humans is easily pierced. However, his toxicity, not as tough as everyone thinks. A sting by a wasp is not fatal. To be injected with venom by dozens of wasps at the same time is in mortal danger. Although killer winds are unexpected every year, take away a dozen lives. But as long as you don't take the initiative to harass them, killer winds don't bite humans. Actually, the name killer bee does not refer to killing people. They kill bees. An ordinary Asian bumblebee, casually available in a few minutes, directly douse a hive of American bees. And the methods were extremely cruel. And they all bit off the heads. According to statistics, Asian bumblebee, it can bite off 300 bee heads in an hour. A small gang of less than 50 can team up to slaughter 30,000 bee in 5 hours. Destroy an entire swarm. 6th place giant swan goose larva. You may not think the inconspicuous caterpillar in life, it can also become a deadly poison that kills people. This caterpillar is called the giant swan goose larva. Every year, there are hundreds of people because don't touch this giant Scylla goose larva. Enter the hospital for rescue. They are found only in Brazil, a few states in Paraguay and Argentina. Don't tell me, at first glance, this giant goose larva is pretty good looking. But actually, he was covered in poison stains with venom all over his body. Once touched, the venom will instantly enter the body, and the caterpillar has a habit to defend against predators. They all like to live in groups. That is to say, if you accidentally touch them, the high probability of touching it is clustered. Giant swan larvae, the amount of venom received is also huge, but it will accelerate the death of the victim. After being stabbed by a giant swan larva, the blood toxin in his venom destroys red blood cells in the blood. It clots the blood. It destroys the organs of the body parts. Uncontrollable bleeding may occur. Under normal circumstances, if the deceased is not treated promptly, then he will be in pain for 15 hours. Final death. So if you are traveling in South America, see this caterpillar. Don't think they're funny or cute. Please stay away from them for your own safety. 5th place, weighing. If you are eating, then maybe now is a good time. Pause or let go of you. Snacks, because the next content makes you a little uncomfortable. Weighing from South America. It may not be as intimidating as keeping it within bullets. But don't underestimate them, although they don't make you feel intense tingling. But imagine this. A tiny insect larva, under your skin, even living and hiding in your stomach. You can even feel it. They're under your skin. Move and play. Think of this. Is it starting to get a little creepy? When the spawning season comes, this odorant firefly sticks the eggs to the mosquito. When mosquitoes bite people, it falls on the skin of humans and animals and hatches. The hatching fly larvae burrow into the host's skin, and parasitic inside, until 60 days later, it turned into a passenger worm and flew away. However, during the 60-day vacation Wei Ying spent under your skin, it may cause some serious health problems, such as thick sores and skin ulcers. But fortunately, they pose no mortal danger to their hosts. After all, why would they want to destroy themselves? A place to live. 4th, flea. This small, almost invisible insect can make our pets turn over and over. But don't be fooled by their small size. Fleas are also very dangerous to humans. These tiny vampires will suck your blood like a vampire in a movie. Only, they are not as afraid of crosses as vampires, or have superpowers. They simply live on the surface of their host. They suck blood from their hosts to feed their offspring. Although they are only the size of the tip of a pen, but they reproduce very quickly. Usually when you get bitten by a flea, you will only notice some red prurigo appears on the skin. But that's not the real danger of fleas. Their real danger lies in jumping algae can spread many deadly diseases, such as the Black Death or allergic dermatitis, typhus, malaria, etc. If you accidentally get bitten, avoid catching. Convex toilet water, wind oil essence or soap to relieve itching. Then remember to spray with pyrethroid insecticides. Environmental ground, wall gap, sheet bedding, clothes, etc. should be thoroughly washed and exposed to the sun. 3rd place, giant king. The giant king megapod is a deep-sea creature, also known as a giant sea lion, discovered through fossils. King megapod existed 160 million years ago, currently mainly distributed in Australia, Mexico, India and beyond. It is a veritable living fossil of the sea floor. The main source of food for this animal, the corpses of dead sea creatures, whale, squid and others are important scavengers in the deep-sea environment. But also for this reason, it's easy to ignore his aggression. However, what you will never expect is, he's a terrifying species that can hunt sharks. On a show called Shark Island, sharks and macropods, trapped in a cage together. A megapod, clutching the shark's head and gnawing. It doesn't matter how the shark rolls over. And the picture changes. The shark has fallen to the ground. A group of giant monsters. I'm eating Hesse around him. It's not just sharks and scientists. An interesting experiment was done in the Gulf of Mexico. Well known, alligator skin is very hard. But when scientists put one dead crocodiles thrown into the sea, I didn't expect it to take a while. The giant king's foot bites open the crocodile skin. Not long. An intact crocodile becomes a pile of bones, in addition to its powerful attack power, and they can endure prolonged starvation. There is an extreme case. It happened at an aquarium in Japan. Even superstars. Sea lion declared dead after 5 years and 43 days of hunger strike. Created animal hunger strike time. The longest world record. The keepers tried to get him to eat. Tried everything, but to no avail. Even to this day, scientists still don't know what they are. The real reason for eating. 2nd place, Maricopa beard ant. Maricopa beard ant. It is a species distributed in the Americas. Poisonous ants in the desert. Although this insect is small, but the toxicity is pretty amazing. These guys' venom is 20 times stronger than a seal. even more venomous than the venom of the western rattlesnake, 35 times of course. And talking about toxicity aside from dose is a hooligan. After all, an ant weighs only a few milligrams. The amount of venom it can carry is even less. Plus, now Maricopa beard ants are not particularly aggressive. Unless you accidentally step into an ant nest, or they're threatened in other ways. Otherwise, Maricopa beard ant, it hardly attacks humans. And even if one day, you really accidentally stepped into the ant nest, after a few bites, just run away quickly and then shoot off the ants on your body. The crisis is almost over. And if it's just a bite, its venom will make you feel intense pain lasting up to 4 hours. However, for small animals weighing less than 2 kilograms, Maricopa bee's venom is lethal. The first red fire ant winter. The ants in the grass are burrowing into the ground, looking for a warm place to spend the winter. But there is one species of ant that is not afraid of the cold. They're out there in the grass. It's like summer. They are fire ants, an invasive species native to South America. Their name is derived from their bite. It feels like it's on fire. And they tend to act in groups. During the attack, dozens of red fire ants will bite together the skin of the intruder and hold him firmly. Each red fire ant is in the process of attacking, will continue to be stabbed until the threat is eliminated. And the venom bag of the red fire ant contains a lot of toxins. If bitten, venom infuses the skin. That causes an immediate intense burning sensation, local skin erythema, blisters, swelling, etc. If the blisters burst, it can also cause bacterial secondary infections. In the venom of the red fire ant, it also contains a small amount of water-soluble protein and other substances. It can cause a small number of people with allergies, have an allergic reaction, anaphylactic shock in severe cases, such as breathing difficulties, pale, monkey head or bronchial edema and spasm, lower blood pressure and dizziness, fatigue, coma, severe convulsions can lead to death. In addition to that, what scares humans the most is the amazingly lethal red fire ants. It also has amazing biological invasions. They were recognized by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, listed as one of the most invasive species in the world. It is also Australia, certified by the Biosafety Committee, one of the world's most powerful invasive ants. This terrifying ant creature, almost no natural predators in the world, and they have incredible reproductive capacity, average one facing inward. The number of groups can reach 500,000. So if you're unlucky in the wild, found traces of red fire ants, don't take any chances. The best practice is contact the local agricultural department in a timely manner. Ask professional prevention and control personnel to come and clean up the nest. Well, the above is the national content of this issue. I don't know the 10 most important ones introduced today. Scary insect. Which one impressed you the most? Welcome to let us know in the comment area. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and share to support me to create more interesting content. Thank you for your support.